Welcome guys to yet again another trip announcement. We're back.
Okay, now I know how to do it. Welcome guys to yet again another trip announcement, except we've never done a trip announcement before, so this is actually the first one. And we're going international on a huge trip in a month and a half, right? What is this? April?
About 2 months.
2 months. We're leaving for what, a 3-week trip? This is 21 days. How many theme parks are we going to? That's a good question, I'm gonna be honest.
That is a great question.
So we have these 5 for sure, right? And I have, this is so confusing because there's day 1s and day 2s. Okay, anyways, we're just going to like 15 theme parks. We're spending some theme parks we're spending multiple days at because they're big and we want to get everything done there, obviously. So Darren, where are we going? I feel like we should like give it a little like a hint first and then like slowly there. Well, we already left a huge like trail of where we're going. Like if you watch our videos religiously, which none of you guys do because we're RCE town, but if you do, I kind of already dropped where we're going like multiple times.
Yeah. Also, if you're on the Discord here,
Discord,
I've been multiple times.
Like every trip detail possible is already out there. But yeah, so join the Discord, link in the description. The first day we actually have a layover in Vancouver. So if you guys guess we're flying Air Canada, in case you guys care or not. But we have a layover in Vancouver and we get there about midday. So this presents us a lot of challenges, right? We would like to go to PNE Playland if possible. But the problem is our flight doesn't land until 12-ish, and historically the park closes at 3 o'clock during the weekdays, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll try to squeeze it in. Thunderbolt will definitely not be open. The announcement actually came out earlier today that the announcement is going to be in June for a July opening. So it's like an announcement of an announcement, that's the rumor. Yeah, so unfortunately Thunderbolt is not a go, but maybe if we have time allows, we'll go see Coaster, but this is like just a layover in Vancouver for our big destination, which will be the next day, and we're flying to Seoul, Korea, which is pretty big because not a lot of other coaster YouTubers have been to Korea. We're gonna be basically the first. I'm trying to think who else has been.
Well, Theme Park Worldwide
has been.
Obviously the big like Coaster Force, Theme Park Review has been, but we will be the first outside of that.
Yeah, which is not really that big, but come on, this is gonna be our breakout. This is gonna be our breakout trip, guys, just like Coaster Dash in Europe. So we're starting off our trip at Lotte World in Seoul. Now, Lotte World, it looks like an absolutely massive park. I would call it the Disneyland of Korea, though Everland tries to compete with it. It has both an indoor and outdoor section in the park. Of course, the highlight is Aqualantis Adventure, which is an intimate, I forget the name. It's an intimate Aquatrax, which is like, the way I like to describe it is a intimate Blitz water coaster, because it's an LSM launched water coaster and it looks absolutely sick. It even has like some S-Bend stuff. Some other cool rides there. What is there? There's
French Revolution, which I'm not sure if it has VR still.
I know, yeah, it previously did, but we don't know too much about it. We'll see when we get there. So that's what, Vekoma Looper, MK, whatever.
Vekoma MK 1200, I believe.
Anyways, it's some looping coaster that it flies around the indoor segment of the park, looks to have some cool near misses and stuff, which looks sick. You know, you gotta look forward to that. And also, if you guys care, we're gonna see Dear Evan Hansen. I'm a big musical nerd. He's not, but he's coming along with me.
Musicals.
He enjoys it, but we're gonna go see Dear Evan Hansen in Korea. I know the story, so it's gonna be fun. I'm like stoked for that.
I've already seen it. He hasn't.
Yeah, so I'm stoked for that, especially because it's not anywhere in the world right now besides London-ish. But anyways, so the next day we are going to Everland, and we're gonna ride the one and only T-Express. Now, this is kind of funny because I've been to Six Flags Great Adventure and I've not ridden Toro because you know what happened. Toro had a couple accidents, so I wasn't able to ride it. So unfortunately, this will be my first intimate prefab and like it's only like my 4th or 5th wood coaster, which is actually crazy to think about because we're not really that well traveled besides Florida and California.
Yeah.
I've of course been to Great Adventure and some other parks like Callaway Park. So it's not my first international credits. Like I've been to Canada, but so Everland has T-Express. It also has a couple supporting cast coasters that are like less big.
Yeah, they have like Rolling X Train, which is Aero Looper.
Anyways, so Everland, I feel like it rivals Lotte World in trying to be Disney because they have like these crazy entertainment shows. Oh, one thing that's really cool is their rapid rides. Actually, you might want to keep it a surprise, but it's very, very interesting. I'm sure you can look it up if you really wanted to. So after Everland, we're gonna go south, all the way south to Lotte World Busan. This is a pretty new park. It's home to a mock Big Dipper. Well, it's a Blue Fire clone called Giant Dipper, right?
Yeah. Well, Giant Digger.
Giant Digger. Oh my gosh, this is so confusing. It's a Blue Fire clone. That's orange. But that's
Red.
the orange.
Red.
Aren't you colorblind?
Red. Look it up.
Okay, guys, time to go to RCDV.
I'm right.
That's orange.
That's red.
That is orange.
That is very red.
That is orange.
That's red.
That is orange.
That's red.
That's orange.
That's red.
Anyways, that is so
That's
orange.
so red.
This is so
That's
orange,
so
guys.
red.
Okay, this guy's colorblind. Like, he actually literally is. So yeah, that's like the main ride there. There's not much else at Loki World Adventure. There's
There's a
another mock coaster. What is
Power
it?
Splash?
Power Splash.
Yeah.
So that'll be our first Power Splash, which might be interesting enough. And then after that, we're gonna go head back on our way to Seoul, and while we're on our way back, we're gonna stop at Gyeongju World. This park is home to 2 B&Ms.
Yeah, Draken, which is a clone of Griffin, has the same mold restraints, literally the exact same thing. And then Phaetheon, which looks like a better version of Silver Bullet, has the same like corkscrew inversion, but it looks to be bigger and better from what we've heard.
I've seen like people who talk about their dive coaster rankings, and like they just predict their dive coaster rankings. They like put Draken like really high up on the list because Griffin's obviously a good dive coaster, and Draken has that little extra step with theming, and I feel like it's one of the most photogenic coasters of like in the entire world. It's like a nice gold track, and there's like some good theming, so it's like that's like a really good dive coaster. I've seen people place it super high up on dive coaster rankings.
Yeah, it's like actually golden too. It's not like Wonder Woman, which
Yeah,
just
like-
looks like McDonald's yellow.
Yeah. That is so ugly. But yeah, I think this will be a really neat park. It's probably not going to be busy at all. It's kind of like, I think it's a super low-key park, no?
Yeah, it is compared to
Like
both of the Busan,
Lotte World and the Neverland. So that kind of wraps up our trip in Korea. We're going to do also some sightseeing and of course spend time with my family. Anyways, we're going to fly from Seoul to Osaka. And basically how we're going to do Japan is we're going to fly into Osaka, and we're going to just go from Osaka up to Tokyo and just fly out of Tokyo back to San Diego. So we have we're just going to work our way up. So starting in Osaka is Universal Studios Japan. Now, this is a great park for obvious reasons. There's Flying Dinosaur, which is the best B&M flying coaster in the world. I think it's better than Starry Sky Ripper from what it looks like.
It's definitely better than Starry Sky Ripper, even though Starry Sky Ripper is more unique.
But yeah, so that looks insane. And then there's I'm really excited for Hollywood Dream. I don't know, listening to music on a coaster is like one of my favorite things ever, and on a B&M Mega, it's gonna just be so nice. And plus, I haven't ridden a B&M Hyper yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's also gonna be your first
I didn't ride
B&M
Mako.
Hyper.
I didn't ride Goliath when I was in Atlanta.
Nitro was closed when we went to Great
Yeah.
Adventure as well.
And there's no nothing else on the West Coast, so it's gonna be my first B&M Mega. Okay, so we're gonna spend 2 days at Universal Studios Japan because it's really busy there. Fortunately, we're not gonna get the Spider-Man ride in or because they're turning that into the rumored Pokemon ride. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're gonna spend 2 days there, and the huge thing obviously is Super Nintendo World. Now we've been to Super Nintendo World in Hollywood. It's a great park. There is a vlog about that. It has 300 views, but it's on YouTube and you can watch it. I absolutely love Super Nintendo World, and the Japan has the full version of it. And I'm kind of I'm really getting really nervous because they haven't announced the Donkey Kong roller coaster yet, and we're gonna be there in late June. So if it's not open, it will be a little tragic.
Hang in there, Squidward.
Following our time in Osaka, we're gonna go up to Nagoya, and if you don't know what's in Nagoya, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
You're pronouncing it correctly.
Okay, it's Nagashima Spa Land. Now, this is home to the one and only Hakuge, which is a great RMCI box, and people say some people say it's better than Steel Vengeance, which is absolutely wild in my eyes. But we'll see how that ranks in our RMCI box rankings. He's been on Gwazi, I haven't, so I haven't been on anything. But
They also have Steel Dragon 2000,
Which is
the
a
only Giga Coaster in
coaster.
Asia. Honestly, I'm weirdly excited for it. I know people trash on it a lot and say it's the worst Giga Coaster, but it's still a Giga Coaster.
yeah, I don't think we've been on any Giga coasters unless you
No, we
count
haven't.
Superman as one.
Yeah.
But that's not an actual Giga.
Well,
So
no, it is.
no,
Remember,
it's
first
not. No, it's
Stratocoaster, Superman, Escape from Krypton at Magic
but it's
Mountain.
actually a Giga Coaster because it doesn't go up the top. You
Then
know?
first Giga Coaster, not Millennium Force.
I don't even know. It's a cheap way to break any record. Anyways, Nagashima Spa Land, really cool. Hakuge, and Steel Dragon 2000. By far the highlights of that. So while our time in Nagoya, we're going to take a day trip out to Parque España. And this is actually a really not visited park by roller coaster enthusiasts. Like, when ElToroRyan did his big trip to Japan, he did not come here because this park is really out of the way, but we're going to make a day trip in an effort to get out here because it is home to Pyrenees, probably the best B&M invert in the entire world. You can kind of explain what it is.
From what we've heard, at least, it's like a Batman clone, but twice the scale. So it has all of the big elements as something like Alpengeist does, but it's taken at a Batman the Ride pace, which makes all the elements absolutely insane. It also has an airtime moment, which I'm weirdly excited for. It's like the only B&M
I feel like it's
invert
gonna
with an
hurt.
airtime
It's
moment.
gonna hurt with the over-the-shoulder restraints. Like, I wish it had mesh restraints. But,
I mean, I like that drop on Kraken, so we'll see.
Yeah. But anyways, it's a lot of work to come out here, but it's worth it for Pyrenees. There's also like an interesting mock mine coaster, mine train, I meant to say.
Yeah.
There's a mock rides mine train, which is like really unique. But it's just like in a super small like coastal village in Japan, so it would be really interesting to check out along with the surrounding area. We're just gonna take a quick day trip and come back to Nagoya before we move on to our next park, which is the one and only Fuji-Q Highland. Now, this park is home to like the craziest coasters in the world for most people's eyes. Like Eejanaika is probably the #1 coaster in the world for a lot of people. You know, it's ElToroRyan's #1. Like, I feel like
It's Coaster Studios number one
It's
now.
like everyone's like who's ridden Eejanaika like loves it. We of course are lucky to have X2 like really nearby, so like ridden out a bunch, and like I'm not the biggest fan. I love X2's first drop. I love like what it has to offer. I don't think it's rough anymore. I think it's a good coaster, but I just like airtime better. So like the first drop is like the best first drop out of any drop in the entire world. And I think Eejanaika's drop is actually going to be worse than X2's because of the shorter trains in the back row.
Yeah, even with like the 50 feet in extra height or so.
But I do think Eejanaika will be a better coaster than X2 because, you know, it's Eejanaika.
Yeah.
It does the one element. What is it?
Like the weird 0G roll where it's rotating
Yeah.
with the seats. Also, they're like all of the elements on it are better. Either they're taken faster or they're done in different ways, which make them more interesting. And I've heard that it's smoother than X2, which
Some people
I'm
also say
excited
it's
for.
rougher though, so it's like...
Yeah, hopefully we ride on a good day.
Other rides at Fuji-Q, let's see, there's TAKABISHA, which is the clone of TMNT Shellraiser,
The original.
the original one, that does not have the steepest drop in the world. There's also, what is the new coaster called? Zekin?
Zokon.
Zokon.
Yeah, it's like the Hagrids of Asia.
But it
We've
doesn't
heard.
look nearly as good as Hagrid's. It's an intimate,
No, not nearly as good.
chat. Wait,
We're gonna look at it.
Ready Zokon, ready chat. Let's look at this. It's an
Family
intimate-
launch coaster.
family launch coaster. It's a motorbike coaster though. I think. Yeah.
It's the same thing as Hagrid's.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's like the same ride system.
But it has some interesting like tricks, I guess you'd say. But there's like backwards segment and a lot of like interesting stuff like that.
It has such an interesting spike too, since it has like multiple jumps on it.
So anyways, after we're done with Fuji-Q, we're going to be going into Tokyo, which is like probably the coolest city ever. We'll do a bunch of sightseeing there, of course, on top of the theme parks we're doing there. And I think the first parks that we're going to do there actually is going to be Tokyo Dome City and Tokyo Joyopolis, so we can kind of catch our breath and like take a day to like kind of calm down after going like crazy through Japan. So Tokyo Dome City is of course home to Thunder Dolphin, which is an Intamin, I don't know anything.
Intamin Megalight? Well, not Megalight, but Mega
Intamin
Coaster.
Mega Coaster,
Yeah.
which is in the middle of Tokyo, which why it looks so sick. Because like, I love Big Apple Coaster because it's like a coaster in the city, and this is the coaster in the city. So like, I'm really excited for this, and also I'm just excited to ride an Intamin Mega Coaster because it's just sick and it looks good. And then also for the same day, we're planning to head over to Tokyo Joyopolis, which is home to that Gerstlauer spinning coaster, right?
Yeah.
And it has an inversion. I'm pretty sure it has like this weird video game segment, which is
Yeah, I've heard
it's like extremely quirky. It's like spinning, has an inversion. You play a video game while like on the ride. It's just really bizarre, and that will be really cool to experience. And the next day, we're gonna take out the trip to Tobu Zoo.
Tobu Zoo is such a pain to get to.
It is out of the way, just like Parque España, but it is worth it. It has an Intamin Megalite,
Not Regina. Kawasami. Kawasami.
Regina 2 is the GCI, or the GCI remodel or whatever. But I'm really excited. I've never been on an Intamin Megalite. You've never been on an Intamin Megalite, so I'm really excited to experience it.
Oh yeah, and you've never ridden a coaster with Intamin T-bars either, because you haven't been on Accelerator.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna be on Accelerator maybe before this video, or before we go to Korea though.
Are you though?
That's the thing. Yeah, maybe.
That means no. He's not going to be on it before.
And then there's Regina 2, which is an Intamin wood coaster that got recently redone by GCI. So I don't know how much that entails. I think it's going to be a smooth and good ride. Do you know what type of track they used, or like? Is it like their Ghost Rider treatment, or like how similar is it? Like, what do you know?
I don't know, but I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, it should be running a lot better than it was when it was made by Intamin, so it looks really good. And now it's like those two things are the things you're going out to TokiYuYu to experience, and I'm really excited for both of them. They both look like amazing coasters. And so after that, where we kind of have, what we didn't mention is we kind of have 2 flex days built into our schedule. And one of these days, like, we're probably going to go back to Fuji-Q for our second day, but there could be another, if we feel satisfied with what we did at Fuji-Q originally, which I don't know if we will because it's known for closures among various other factors.
And terrible
operations. Like
lates,
the operations at Fuji-Q I've heard are like absolutely like some of the worst in the world.
Ghost Rider on all
operations
rides.
across Japan just are not good from what I've heard. Even Disney, like I've heard they run like 4 less trains on Space Mountain than they do in like Anaheim, and it's the same way out. So after that, we're gonna end our trip off with 3 days at Disneyland. So we're gonna spend 2 days at Tokyo Disney Sea, which it's Tokyo Disney Sea, so that's why we're spending 2 days there and 1 day at Disneyland. So at Tokyo Disney Sea, like, what are you excited for most? Like,
I'm so excited for Journey to the Center of the Earth. I love like the test track style of ride, and Journey to the Center of the Earth seems just like such a cool idea.
Dude,
for a
my
ride.
cousins went and they told me it was so overrated. So,
oh my god!
They kind of like lowered my expectations for that one.
It's the Jules Verne theme. You gotta appreciate like all of it.
It probably is good. Like honestly, for me, the thing I'm looking forward to most in Disney Sea is just like the atmosphere, the park. It is like by far the most beautiful park in the entire world because it was like funded by like rich people and not by Disney.
Yeah.
So
Imagineers had
unlimited
budget.
money to like build the best theme park in the world, and they did it, and it probably is the best theme park in the world. Now, will it beat Disneyland in California? No, because I have nostalgia for it.
I mean, maybe with Disney Springs.
Yeah. Well,
maybe with Disney Springs.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah, we're going to Disney Springs too.
So this like almost, I feel like everyone we talk to knows nothing about Disney Springs because it's like a Fantasyland expansion for Disney Sea. Basically, it was like $2 billion or something, which is bizarre. Especially because Epic Universe costed $2 billion. I don't believe it, but that's what articles say, which is probably not true. But $2 billion expansion for like 3 rides. The headlining attraction there is going to be a Spider-Man dark ride system for a Peter Pan ride. So I'm a little bit skeptical because like Spider-Man is crazy. It's like one of the best dark rides I've been on, and it's like thrilling. It's like fun.
Yeah.
And I like they made it, like I don't know how much Disney was willing to push that because they're like family park, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much they're willing to like feed into the thrill, and especially with the Peter Pan theme. I'm a little bit skeptical of. But I think it's going to be really good regardless because it's Disney and also unlimited budget for the Imagineers, so it's going to be sick. And also like other rides in that land, there's like a Frozen boat ride that we've seen before, and I forgot the third one. There's like
it's the Rapunzel ride.
Oh yeah, there's a Rapunzel ride, and then there's like some other small ride like that. There's like an outdoor dark ride thing, but it looks really sick, and like it's gonna be slammed when we go there. I think it opened. When is it opening up, or is it open already?
I thought it opens up like early in the summer, so
yeah,
like a month from now.
Yeah, so it's opening up pretty soon, and I just already know it's going to be absolutely slammed, so who knows, maybe we spend 1 whole day in Fantasy Springs. It was like rumored to be a 3rd gate too, but it was just a Disney Sea expansion, so.
And also Indiana Jones with all the effects that actually work.
Yeah, it's sick. There's like other like supporting riders in Midway Mania. And there's also like the Intamin like what is it called? Raging Spirits. Raging Spirits. I had to look at RCDB too. We know nothing about Disneyland apparently.
You should be the one to know.
I know, I'm the Disney kid. But it has like a vertical loop and it looks really mid, but
it looks like a Pinfari.
Yeah, it literally looks like a Disney Pinfari, but it'd be cool nonetheless to check out. And of course, on the other side for Disneyland, I mean, you have Space Mountain. I've heard it's by far the worst Space Mountain out of all of Disney's Space Mountains. I feel like we're kind of just like really dooming here, but it is Anaheim's layout without the onboard audio because I think the music just plays in the building. That's from what I heard at least. So otherwise, the other great rides there's like that are really unique is like Pooh's Honey Hunt, which is like a trackless dark ride for Winnie the Pooh. Is that at that park?
Yeah, it's at that park. Yeah.
And then there's also Beauty and the Beast, which is another trackless dark ride. And then there's like Monsters Inc. Hide and Go Seek. Is that what it's called?
I don't know if that's the exact
name. It's like a play on words for it. Well, there's a Monsters Inc. Dark Ride where like you shoot your flashlights and like it's not like you don't get points, but like you interact with the surrounding environment, and it's like a really cool shooting dark ride. So those are like the main rides I'm super stoked to see. Also, the Jungle Cruise there looks sick, like because it got like probably the best Jungle Cruise too. And of course, you have all the other Disney classics like Thunder Mountain and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm also really looking forward to like the fireworks show and the nighttime spectaculars. I don't think they're doing Fantasmic while we're there. They have a different show at Disney Sea, from what I've heard. But I love Disney fireworks so much, and like I just like love seeing new shows. Like I'm excited to see the Pixar show, the new Pixar fireworks show when we go to Disneyland next month. So that's like, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm a Disney kid. What can I say? So new fireworks show, I'm really looking forward to seeing, even if it's a new.
And then we're flying to North Korea and going on the ride there and going on the Zamperla there. Yes.
Yeah. And also the Beijing Shibuya like loopers. Okay, no. So from Tokyo, that's the end of our trip. So that would wrap up like 15 theme parks. I really want to calculate how many credits we're going through, but we'll probably put that in like some epic trailer that Darren's totally going to edit and put at the end of this video, or like some hype up thing. I don't know.
Hopefully I'll do it. If I can do well on my E&M test, I'll do it.
Ooh, yeah. But don't worry, he can stay up till 10 a.m. on Friday night.
I can stay up until 5 a.m. on Friday night. Well, 5 a.m. Saturday morning, so...
Yeah, anyways, he stays up way too late editing the video on the very last day. After we finish with Disney, we're gonna come back, we're gonna fly to Tokyo. We have another layover through Vancouver, but it's a tight layover, so we're not gonna stop by PNE Playland unless we really felt like doing something, because it'll be July by that time, so...
Actually, it might be open.
Oh, maybe that's something we should look into, but yeah, we're gonna have another layover in Vancouver, and we're gonna come back to San Diego, and that'll be the end of our trip. And we're getting back in mid-July, so you can expect all these vlogs to come out, the first one in July. So it's gonna be a bit of time. We'll make some more videos like talking and like predicting what we think is gonna be our rankings for coasters and stuff, and like talking more about the trip. We need to do some planning because we're gonna be gone for 3 weeks and me for 4, so
yes, that's fine.
Yeah, so we have some work to do, but it's gonna be a great trip. We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be our last hurrah before we go on to college, Darren. So
hey, I'm doing a trip like this again in college, and you're coming along with me, so
yeah, we'll for sure go on many more international trips, but this is our first huge trip, coaster focused, so it's gonna be a lot of trips, a lot of time. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of credits. Hopefully we don't miss out on anything too big, but that's what we're risking. But
hopefully we don't have like a Coaster Studios Formula Rossa is closed for 5 months issue.
But you can't control those things. But anyways, we're gonna try our best to get all the credits we possibly can, and we're gonna have a good time. So, and we're gonna bring you guys along with us. We're gonna have vlogs for every park. We're gonna show a little bit of the sightseeing we do afterwards, just like kind of like Coaster Studios.
Yeah,
a lovely tailored by VR inspiration to our,
Yeah, we're really just ripping off like coasting through Europe.
Should we mention, guys, that Darren's too tall to ride some of the rides in Korea?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna slouch down. So we have a plan for this, okay? Online, you actually shrink like an inch a day if you just stand up because of your spine like compressing. So I'm just gonna stand up for like a few days so my spine compresses. I'm gonna wear like half an centimeter thick shoes. I'm gonna be slouching over and wearing like the most baggy clothes. We are getting on all the rides.
It's mainly just Aqualance's adventure that he really needs to worry about, and then like I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
So I mean, that's a huge credit to miss, but I think he's got it. He's like insane. He's going to like the crazy extremes. He's gonna sleep standing up. That's what he said. So that is our international trip. 17 days in theme parks. 17 days in theme parks, 13 different unique parks. There we go. 17 days in theme parks, 13 unique parks. So I'm sure we'll...
no, it's 14 because you're doing 2 in a day.
Oh yeah, 14 unique parks.
Maybe 15 depending on how one of the rest days go.
Maybe even 16 depending on how our layover goes too. So so yeah, we're very excited to share this experience with all of you guys, and we hope you guys join us along. I know our vlogs don't get good views, but it will. This will change everything, guys.
It's like what happened for Coaster Dash.
So yeah, that's our international trip. That's all for today's video, guys. As always, make sure to like and subscribe. Join the Discord, link in the description. Please join the Discord, link in the description. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.